A projector is easily the best way to immerse yourself in movies and video content at home. You can have almost any screen size you want, often far larger than you could with an equivalent TV, meaning it's about as close as going to the cinema as you're going to get. Today we're taking a look at two projectors that are not only great for movies and video content, but with a 16 millisecond response time are also great for gaming. These are the Optoma HD39Darbee and the GT1080Darbee. Now the Darbee bit is really important, so we're going to cover that off in more detail in just a minute. But first we can take a quick look at the differences between these two models. Both of these are 1080p or Full HD DLP projectors designed for home use. The biggest difference is that they're designed for different usage scenarios. The HD39Darbee is a standard short throw projector. This is the type that most users who already have a projector will have. It produces a 100-inch image from around 10 foot away from the screen, ideal if you're looking for a permanent setup or want to mount it on the ceiling. The GT1080Darbee is an ultra short throw projector producing the same 100-inch picture from around just 3 foot away. So this is great if you want to be able to get it out for occasions or are short on space but still want a large screen. Picture specs wise, the HD39 is slightly better, although it does cost more, so that's to be expected. It has a slightly higher contrast ratio also at 32,000 to 1 versus the GT1080 at 28,000 to 1, and a brighter lamp with 3,500 ANSI lumens versus 3,000. Bulb life does suffer slightly though at 4,000 hours versus 5,000 hours in bright mode, albeit you're still looking at 2 hours per day, every day for 5.5 years before needing a new bulb, which is going to cost you around £80 to £150. The HD39 also has more setup options, meaning it'll be easier to get the picture lined up perfectly with your screen, with a 1.6 times zoom and a vertical lens shift of 17%. The GT1080 has neither of these, so adjustments need to be made by moving the projector physically, which is fine if you're using it on a table, but it does mean that if you want to fix it into position, then you need to get it exactly right. Not so easy to do if you're drilling holes for a mount. Both projectors have the same connectivity options with two HDMI 1.4a, 3.5mm audio out and USB power, as well as projector-specific connectors like a 12-volt trigger and 3D sync. Supporting the usage scenarios, the GT1080 has more powerful 20-watt speakers so that you can use it as a standalone system that you can get out and put away easily, whereas the HD39 has only 10 watt. The idea being that if you've gone to the trouble to set it up or mount it on the ceiling, then you're likely to want to be able to connect your own sound system. For more details on the specs of these projectors, you can check out the website at scan.co.uk, but now we're going to take a look at the Darbee function to see how these projectors perform.
In recent years, we've started to realise that more pixels doesn't always mean a better picture, and that brightness, contrast and colour range all play a part. But there is another problem: depth. The picture we see on a screen is a 2D picture, it's flat, but we see the world in 3D. Darbee have developed an algorithm that analyses the scene and effectively adds in detail based on a 3D version of it, to give a more accurate version of what our brain expects to see. This doesn't mean that images are popping out at you, but it does give you a better sense of depth and clarity to the picture that really brings it to life. This is hard to show on camera, but you can see that there's quite a difference in the clarity of the picture. Darbee mode is certainly something we would like to see appear on more products in the future. From a performance perspective, both of these projectors are very close. There was no real perceptible difference in contrast or colours. Although the HD39 has a brighter lamp, in practice they both look almost identical, as the GT1080 sits much closer for a given screen size. The menus are exactly the same and are easy to navigate with plenty of options for almost any setup. There's a dedicated gaming mode, which reduces the response time down to 60 milliseconds, which is great for gamers. It's not as fast as the latest gaming monitors, but for most there'll be no perceptible lag at all. This is the first time that the HD series has had the gaming option, so it's a great opportunity to upgrade if you already have a projector setup that wasn't up to the task.
So there you have it. These are two superb projectors for movies and games. The Darbee mode adds a level of detail that we haven't seen before, really bringing your content to life. As for which to choose, if you're upgrading an existing projector setup, then the HD39 is the obvious choice, as it'll likely mount in the same place and use all of your existing cables and setup. However, if you're new to projectors or want a fuss-free way to get going without having to fully dedicate a room to getting the perfect setup, or if you want to regularly pack it up and take it out with you to use elsewhere, then the GT1080 is the obvious choice. So which would you choose? Tell us in the comments, and don't forget to like our video and subscribe to our channel for everything tech related.